yeah. Oh, yeah. You thought I had some food for you? You thought I had some food for you? Yeah, you're a good mama. You still be nursing after 3 months. What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the farm. Today, we're gonna be moving the sheep. Normally, I would be moving these guys, letting them free range, but since we're expecting to get some rain today, allowing on the day that we get rain is not a good day to let them out because they don't know how to act and come back inside. So they're going to stay inside for right now. We are going to be moving the sheep, checking up on the sheep, and because they've been having some issue with this hay feeder. Since we have a lot of sheep, there have been some issues with it. And then we're also going to be sharing our goals for the upcoming years with sheep. So last year, this time frame, we didn't have this many sheep. We had probably 1/4 of the size of the sheep. And we have Boba, who's on lease right now. He's our stud muffin, who's been taking care of all these ladies. He has 1 more week left. We've been using this hay feeder to feed them all. However, some of them been having some pink eye issue. She has some issues with their eyes, and I think that because they've been getting up into the hay feeder and been scratching up their eye, and with it being so dry here, I think it's been causing some irritation on their eyes and stuff. So we're going to refrain with giving them some hay until I find a better way to give especially with this amount of sheep. Normally we were doing about once a week rotation when we only had about Sugar, Faith, Latte, and Mocha. We only had 4 sheep at the time, so we were rotating them on this Gallagher fencing. We have 2 Gallagher fencing, about 164 linear feet, and we was rotating them roughly about once a week or once every 6 days. Now with the amount of sheep that we have in here, we're having to rotate them definitely a lot more because the poop load is increasing, and so we want to make sure the parasite load, they'll miss that parasite cycle with them. We're moving them now every Sunday and Wednesday. Since today is Sunday, we're going to start moving them. Let me turn off this solarizer and we'll show you how we move them. Now this is a Gallagher S30. Ooh, let me turn this off before I get shot. This is a Gallagher S30. It is, like I said, it's solarized, facing to the south, powered by a internal battery to keep its charge. This is the time of year where you're definitely going to need a good solarizer. With it being so dry here lately, it's just been bad. Normally we'll have a lot of rain and it'd be a lot cooler, but it's been very, very muggy. Does anybody know what kind of animal that is? That's poop? I'm not sure. Might be a raccoon. Doesn't look like a dog. Must have a lot of wood particles in there because it got a lot of roly-polies in there. Probably came from over there. Who knows? What I'm going to do is get this ready. So that way we're supposed to be expecting some rain. So it looks like a good distance. So this is a S30, like I was saying. It's a 0.3 joules. And this is a 3-foot grounding rod. So what Gallagher has told us is for every joules of energizers or solarizer that you have, or mostly solarizer because it runs off of solar, off of your grounding rod, I believe, don't quote me on that, is that you want to go a foot into the ground. So since this is a 3-foot grounding rod, we want to try to go about at least a foot into the ground to get a good charge. Now I'm not going to charge this up just yet since I have to open up the other end, but I will get it prepped. I love these. I love these Gallagher sheep netting. Well, we were trying to do poultry netting at first, but we reached out to Gallagher and they said try these sheep netting. You're gonna get. Oh, it's not on. I forgot. They're a lot better and more efficient to them. I know some people will say you want to get one netting to fit all for your farm, but sometimes that's not feasible and not doable. So this has been quite a work. It even helps with this netting for even sheep that aren't used to netting and haven't been on netting before. We had two of these sheep that was never on the netting before, and they was trying to ram going through here with trying to get next to the feed, and they wasn't getting shocked for some reason. So what we had to do is make sure the ground, like I said, it was hot and dry, and so we had to make sure some water was around the grounding rod and wet up near the fencing. So that way, once she got near the fence again and tried to get near it, it shocked her. And ever since then, it was a lesson learned. All right, guys. Over here is some switchgrass. It's a perennial grass. It will continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. We've had the sheep over here one time. This is their second time being over here in the last year. So that's pretty good. We had the chickens to follow right behind them. We haven't had the chickens follow them quite yet. Right now, we're slowly going to try to have them going into the winter pasture by the shed where the pigs are once the pig leave. But they're loving that switchgrass. We're going to take down this fence and move everything over here. Let me do that right now. Out the way. Move. Move, girl. Can you move? Sugar. In my hand. we got their paddock all squared away, got their shelters in place. The amount of sheep that we have, we got this panel here with a little shade cloth on top of it, and then this makeshift simulation of this Justin Road sheep shawl. Along with the back of it, got some minerals for them. We got the water trough. Now that it's getting a little bit cooler, we've been noticing they don't drink as much, but we still keep an eye on there. We try to fill it up every 2 days because we notice that they do still drink. And then we give them 2 separate bowls. On the large trough, we try to give some Redmond conditioner along with some Redmond Selenium 90. We do 1 part conditioner, 3 part the Selenium 90. Since a lot of them are going into breeding, we want to make sure that for the females, they have a lot of selenium in their system. And then we'll do that again 30 days prior to them giving birth. We are going to be giving them, looking into giving them some minerals on some calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium as well. We do have the Redmond Premium Sheep Mineral that has a lot of that in there. I'm not too fond of that. I like to give them what they want. Maybe they just feel like they need one of the other instead of just one big old lump sum. Right now, we're using the minerals. Now, we have a mixture of Dorper, black-head Dorper, some Shetland, some white-haired Dorper, and just a mixture. We got the painted desert weather that's going to the butcher here shortly. But we have, as you can see, a mixture of different breeds of sheep. And we've noticed, just looking at Boba, he is a blackhead Dorper and is very big and beefy, along with the rest of our blackhead Dorpers. They're just really beefy. We just purchased a feeder Dorper that is off to the butcher that's being processed right now. And he was even beefy, and he was a little bit above a year. He was just as big as Boba here, which Boba is a little bit over 2 years. And those are the type of beefy animals that we are looking to process when we're going and feeding out to the community. With that being said, a lot of these are going to be getting phased out starting next year. So the painted desert one will be the one that's going out in January. And then we're going to be kind of an off break from February, March, April timeframe. Whoever has not dropped a baby will be going off to the butcher. Whoever has babies, March, April, May, about June time frame, those girls will start probably do either 1 or 2 at a time. And then these 4 younger babies that were born in July will be going off in July. We'll probably do 2 at a time. Hopefully they'll be at weight. We're mostly just doing pasture raised. We'll do some hay and we'll do some alfalfa just to kind of beef you up. We are doing reseeding our pasture to kind of improve the soil quality along with our pasture quality to give them better forage. We were supposed to have some rain come Halloween. We probably had less than 1/4 of an inch of rain. We were supposed to have rain all weekend. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, nothing happened. Then they changed it to 5 o'clock Sunday today. We'll see. Then it's supposed to be all day Monday. Once again, we'll see. So while these guys are slowly getting phased out for next year, any that are not a blackhead or whitehead Dorper will be the end of their cycle. About once every 3 months or so, we'll try to replace those ewes with some black-haired Dorpers, some good quality beefy Dorpers. So that way, once we get another, at least another ram out here, they'll be able to breed even beefier babies. Now, by doing this, hopefully it will improve the quality and not only our breeder of sheep, but also our meat production. I've noticed when we're doing these mixed breed of, I'm not even sure what some of these breeds of flock are, their loin and their rib chops are very, very small. Hopefully coming back with this nice blackhead Dorper ram, the rib chops and the loin chops are more beefier. But that's going to be the true telltale on what we're really going to be breeding. I feel like blackhead Dorper is the way to go. They're just a lot stockier and they dig gain their weight a lot faster than most breed. Now, last year I did a soil test on this pasture around the 8 parts of where we're going to put our paddock at. And we still got an y'all video on how we're going to be designing our sheep paddock through the NRCS. But hopefully by the end or beginning of next year, we can do another soil test and find out how that is actually going and see how it has improved just for the 2 times that these guys have been on this paddock so far. I'm very interested in y'all comments down below to seeing how y'all raise sheep. Like I said, we're raising them off of these Gallagher fencing. We're affiliated with Gallagher. So if you're interested in with any of their products, we have our affiliate code down below where if you use it at checkout, you'll be able to get a discount. It also helps us out in the long run. We're going to be moving these guys, like I said, every 4 days. Until then, we're going to do another follow-up. A few of the qualities that we're going to be looking at on some of these Dorpers are how well they shed. As you can see with her, she's getting off it through her shed, but she could be shedding a little bit better. Martha, she is very small. She'll be a year this month, I believe, at least a year this month. And she is still kind of small. Even the ones that the small, let me see, where am I at on the camera? Yeah, the small one right by Latte right there is almost about the same size as Martha. She was born in July and Martha was born probably this month last year. She is very small. They're almost the same size. And that is Sugar over there. She's a big girl and she is standing next to her baby, Faith, right there. And even this one right here is Sugar's baby too that was born in July. So even with Sheba over here, she is a very poor shedder. The reason why we got her, because, well, it's a female and we wanted Boba Fett to be breeding her. Hopefully she is bred. She was pretty much in heat the first to second week that he was here. We're gonna shave her or shear her, I guess you can say, in the spring and try to give her one more chance to see if she is able to shed. With the new cross fencing, hopefully she'll be able to shed a lot better. If not, she might be, depending on what type of baby she throws out, if her babies will be able to shed, then she might stay, she might not go. But we saw her ram that she had put out last year or earlier this year, and he was a beautiful ram. So that was another reason why we just wanted to go with her. Penelope, she's right there. We call her Penelope. I might even change her name because she got a lot of beautiful polka dots on her. I'm really interested to see how she does. I think she's a year old as well. She's a blackhead Dorper, pretty girl. But those are the girls that we're interested in doing. So definitely getting some good quality mocha or latte. I forgot her name. She's always have issues. So next year after Sock, the painted desert back there, after he goes, she is going to be the first one to go. She has a leaking ear. She's always had issues. She had a bad eye last time. We had to administer some shots to her, and that was another thing. And then was nursing with that little bad mama back there. Is a mama's girl. So we found her on the side when we had her out in the garden. I was like, what is going on with you, girl? And so we had to shave her real quick. I was like, listen. And then one of her back legs was like real bad. I was giving her some B12 after we shaved her, but she seemed like she popped up real good. And she don't even call back to her daughter now that when her daughter calls for her, and she's been gaining some weight, but she got this real bad cough. I already had Boba on her. So I was like, ugh. And I saw her get mounted. So I'm like, well, if come March, if she doesn't drop her baby, then she's definitely going. But if she does drop her baby, and then 2 months after she dropped her baby, she is definitely going. Her and her sister over there are definitely going. So it's been a few weeks, and I guess the camera didn't pick up on the finishing parts of the video. So I just want to recap. what we're going to be doing is something that's going to hopefully work for our farm. So hopefully this is going to work for our farm. If not, we'll try to pivot and readjust and go another route. But until the next video, let's grow together.